Hello and welcome to Inside the Playbook, presented by the Hoosier Network. I'm Campbell Manahan, and joining me, as always, is Noah Seuss. But sadly, Gabe, he cannot be here today because of an illness, which sucks.
Poor Gabe.
But I think we got a great replacement, didn't we, today, Seuss?
Oh, yeah, we found somebody. This guy's a seasonal veteran of the podcast.
I mean, just what a great replacement. Presenting the man himself. You know him from Colts on Kirkwood and the Dump and Chase podcast. It is Jack freaking Rizzo. Fellas, how is it going?
Jack, you want to start us off?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's great to be here. This is a fantastic show. You guys have done an unbelievable job with this. And I'm really excited to be here today. Obviously, hoping that Gabe can be back here for your next show, but definitely glad to be here and be able to replace him, at least for this show.
Yeah.
Guys, today's been a lot of up and downs for me. So this is huge to do a podcast with the boys, talk some ball. Let's keep the good times rolling.
Yeah, and I mean, we had to do a podcast today. It's going to be a little bit of an unorthodox podcast, but just next week we had to take off because of Thanksgiving break. So we decided let's rush out a podcast, but instead of like breaking down some film, let's just talk some ball today. Let's cover some college football, NFL football. Let's get in some basketballs also. It's just going to be a lot of talking ball today, and I think that'll be a lot of fun. But let's start with the college football playoff rankings just came out. Let's just react to them, fellas.
So far, this is really the first one that I really like. The only problem I have here, which you might question, 22 Missouri. This one is shady. They don't have a big time win. 0-3 versus top 25 teams. They shouldn't be ranked. Flat out. This team. What is their big win? Get Campbell.
None. But neither does Tennessee or Illinois above them. So I don't know. I feel like it's just a bunch of teams with no good. Well, Illinois has a good win actually, but Tennessee doesn't have a good win. There's a little bit of SEC bias always going to be sprinkled in some polls. At the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. They're eliminated from the playoffs at 7-3. No big wins. But I will say they have a feisty, exciting matchup this next week against Oklahoma, where I think they could maybe put a little bit of fight forward. Oklahoma's offense is shaky.
Yeah, you could really eliminate Oklahoma from that 12-team playoff contention if Mizzou can rattle off a big win on the road.
Yeah.
Jack, what do you see in this playoff poll that might give you a little startle?
This is a really interesting poll. I mean, the first thing to note is that the Big Ten and the SEC have just dominated this year.
Oh, totally.
I think it's very reasonable to say that the national championship is going to be, I feel pretty confident it's going to be Big Ten versus SEC national championship, or it could be Big Ten versus Big Ten or SEC versus SEC as well.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think IU, Ohio State's highly likely.
There's one non-SEC Big Ten team that I think has a chance of making the Natty, and that's Texas Tech, who are a very good team. As I said, interesting things in here. I will say Notre Dame at 9 has been interesting to me. They don't really have a good win other than USC's their good win, but also they lost to Miami and they lost to Texas A&M.
Yeah, and this is what really interests me about that. I don't think they should be ahead of Bama. I don't think they should be ahead of Miami either.
And they shouldn't be ahead of BYU.
They lost to Miami in a game. I don't think they should be ahead of Bama. Bama has some bad losses, but they have really good wins. The committee is clearly just valuing the fact that they have an 8-game win streak going on, and those games were early. But like, if the game was early and that's what you're devaluing it because it was early, then Florida State game for Bama should be devalued, and then you should treat them like a one-loss team. You know?
This leads into, should Notre Dame be in a conference? And the answer is 100% yes. They should be in the Big Ten, no doubt in my mind. And the fact that they're not, they can make their schedule however they please. They can play Arkansas. They can play whoever they want.
Well, I'm not going to shout. I'm not going to judge their schedule. I feel like they scheduled a good schedule. They just didn't win the 2 big games in their schedule. And so they shouldn't be as highly ranked because they didn't win those games. Just because they were close and barely lost, that shouldn't help you out.
Yeah, I agree. It's their biggest win is USC, that is a very good win at home. USC still only has 1 conference loss, by the way. They've had do they have 1 or 2 conference losses?
USC has 1.
They lost to Illinois. Oh, then Notre Dame. That's a non-conference game.
So,
okay.
Yeah, there's 3 Big Ten teams with 1 conference loss. It is Michigan, USC, and Oregon. They're all hoping that one of Ohio State or IU slips up.
Yeah, well, if one of them is going to slip up, it's most likely going to be Ohio State because IU has
most likely
one game.
at Michigan.
Yeah, the Ohio State Indiana has one game left at Purdue. Ohio State is Rutgers, who they'll beat, and then they have Michigan, which is obviously the big one because it's in Ann Arbor, and Michigan has owned Ohio State the last 4 years.
I mean, that is the game. Game day will most likely go there. Big Noon will also go there.
Yeah.
All eyes will be on that game, and not just all eyes, but specifically Oregon and USC's eyes will potentially be on.
And that's
that game
this
also.
week too.
Yeah,
those two teams play this week.
What a matchup that's going to be in Eugene, Oregon. Susie, you want to talk about that one at all?
It's going to be a huge matchup for the Ducks here. The Big Ten title game is really on the line for both of these teams in this one. Oregon wins. You would need an Ohio State loss to Michigan to even be in the contention for both teams winning.
I'm going to go further and say I think the season's on the line for these teams.
Oh, yeah.
USC with 3 losses would be eliminated for sure.
No doubt.
I think Oregon might be eliminated with 2.
I agree. I agree with that because they're both home losses, and you have to keep in mind we're at 12 teams right now, currently in the top 12. 2 of these teams are not going to make it because an ACC team's going to have to make it, and a group of 5 team is also going to have to make it.
Just looking here, the 1 or 2 loss teams that I think would jump a 2-loss Oregon have this happen. 2 losses at home, mind you. Now, not bad losses, obviously, but 2 home losses. I think Notre Dame would be ahead of them. I think Oklahoma would be ahead of them. I think Bama would definitely be ahead of them. I think BYU, if they stay 1 loss, would be ahead of them. And they'd probably be ahead of Utah still, but I think there's some teams, USC would jump them also. Like, there's a lot that would happen to them when they'd have no major victory either. Iowa.
I personally think that Oregon would stay ahead of Alabama due to Alabama losing to an unranked now Florida State team. So I think Oregon would stick in the college football playoffs besides the 2 home losses because it's 2 top 15 opponents. One was Indiana. I know it's at Eugene, but it's fine.
Now,
if you lose this one, I think you're still fine.
I got something to piggyback on. Alabama's not going to be ahead of Oregon at the end of the year, even if Oregon loses. You want to know why?
Why?
Auburn's taking down Bama. I'm calling that right now. Auburn is going to win at Auburn and end Alabama's season, and Kalen DeBoer is going to be the next head coach of Penn State. I'm just going out bold and saying this.
And that's a great point. And the other thing, too, with Oregon we have to mention is they play USC this week, but even if they get by USC, they have to face Washington.
Yeah.
And I believe that game is in Seattle.
It's in Seattle, yeah.
Yeah, that is a massive trap game. Washington is pretty good this year. And I agree with you, Campbell. I think if Oregon loses one more game, they're out. Because keep in mind, we already talked about the 2 teams who aren't in. USC would jump ahead of them. USC, by the way, they're definitely out if they lose this. They're not making it with 3 losses. Vanderbilt would probably be ahead of. That's a bit debatable. I
think Vanderbilt's going to make it. Well, I think they're going to sneakily make it. They're going to get a win against Tennessee, who they clearly think is still good with the fact that they have 20 ranking on them. And I think they're just going to get slightly enough of a resume to sneak into like the 11th spot.
And the other thing too is that how is Georgia Tech only 16? They're 9-1. They'll also have NC State, I believe, which NC State's not bad. They're not a bad ACC team. The ACC is a bit weird.
The ACC is just weak.
Jumbled up.
Georgia Tech controls their own destiny,
Miami should not be ranked ahead of Georgia Tech, though.
Correct, but it'll all fix itself out because Miami will not most likely be in the ACC championship, and because of that, Miami is out unless something crazy happens.
Also, Texas should not be 17. They should be a bit lower than that, in my opinion.
Georgia Tech is going to really prove it with these next 2 games. Okay, they play Pitt at home, but then you have, according to everyone else, older brother coming in, Georgia.
Yeah,
that's a fun
playoff hopes on the line.
The thing is, it's not with playoff hopes on the line because they can still win the ACC. That's not an ACC
I think Georgia's in regardless.
Georgia's in.
But you can really put a
2-loss Georgia is in, so they're in.
So you can put a statement, though. If you beat Georgia at home, you're a playoff team, no doubt in my mind.
You know what? I'm going to say it. I think there's only 4 total teams. Okay, I'm going to say 6. 6 total teams that I think are even capable of winning a national championship this year. Ohio State, IU, A&M, Georgia. I think Oregon is capable, and I think Notre Dame
not Texas Tech.
Capable. I do not think they're capable.
Not Texas Tech.
I think they're good. I think they made the Final Four, but I don't think they're capable of winning it all.
Here's a suggestion. So before we move on from college football, should we go through the 12 teams who are currently in the playoffs so we all say whether we think they're going to make it or not?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
All
totally.
Right. All right, so I'll lead this. We'll start with Ohio State.
In.
Yeah. Okay, we can all agree that Indiana.
In.
And yes. Okay, Texas A&M.
In.
And I think actually they are.
Clinched.
No, they still have to beat Texas because
They're clinched though. I
they're
think.
clinched in the playoff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they're playing Stanford.
Those
next week,
teams
I
we
believe.
just named are all clinched, even if they lose out. I think.
Georgia clinched. I think
Clinched.
Georgia's also
Yes.
clinched. Sush, you agree, right?
Yeah,
Georgia's
100%.
in.
Georgia's in.
Texas Tech, I'd say in.
Texas Tech's in.
In.
Yeah, and even if they lose the Big 12
They're winning
championship,
the Big 12 though.
what about Ole Miss?
They're in.
I think
Yep,
Ole Miss is
they're
in
in.
because I don't.
They don't have anyone scary.
They
have one game left. It's Mississippi State.
Even actually, if they're not in the SEC title, that actually helps them because
Yeah.
they'll be in. They're
No, they lose to Mississippi State and they're still in.
yeah, exactly. Oklahoma, I'd say yes because they have some really big wins. Like Alabama's a huge win.
If Oklahoma
Yeah.
wins this week, they can't lose this week.
Oklahoma's hardest game is this next week.
If they lose this week to Missouri,
Yeah,
They're
but
out.
they have it at home though against a freshman quarterback, so I think they win.
Yeah.
That defense is
That
scary.
defense, I
That
had that in my
defense-
notes. Their defense is so good.
Defense is old school, hard hitting, tough nosed SEC defense, and it's the best defense in the SEC.
Yeah,
and I don't see them losing another game, so they're in.
Okay, we have Notre Dame. I'd say yes because just
In.
because their schedule,
Yeah.
they'll
Their
make two
hardest game.
losses.
Their hardest game was Pitt. That was
And
remaining.
they
That was
won't
it.
give credit to them. They dominated them.
Oh, they crushed it.
yeah.
They are good. I'm not gonna devalue them. It's just they don't have any good win. Is the thing I'm devaluing. I do think they're good. I think they're better than Miami. They did,
It's kind
but
of like-
also they lost to Miami.
it's kind of like IU last year. You look
Yeah.
at the schedule, not really any quality ranked wins, and you demine what they've done.
Yeah.
I think Notre Dame's a good team, but their two opening losses define them. a
Let's
lot.
see.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Notre Dame. Is there any coach in college football you would want to play for more than Marcus Freeman? He
Like-
is.
Kirk
Like
Cignetti,
motivate
yeah.
me to play
Yeah.
more.
Yeah. Is there
No.
any? Yeah, I would agree. I don't think there's any coach who would motivate me more than Marcus
I
Freeman.
think
Kirk
you rallied me up the
Cignetti.
most.
Kurt Cignetti, but Marcus Freeman is just he's a big character.
Kurt
guy.
Cignetti's gonna be mean to you though. Is the thing.
Indiana knows how to do coaches. That's what
They
I'm saying.
do.
Oh, totally.
Besides Purdue.
They,
Yeah.
they know how to do saves because Kurt Cignetti and Carly Ursay Gordon are both.
There we go. Yeah.
But anyways, all right. We have Alabama. I am saying no because I agree with you, Campbell. I think they lose to Auburn.
Yeah.
How
They
about you,
slip up.
Sus?
They can't afford to slip up.
Do you think they lose to Auburn?
No.
At Auburn.
No.
Alabama gets a win.
Saban said it's the scariest place in the world.
It is not, and it's a night game too at
Night
Jordan
game.
Hare. And Auburn's due for one. They've lost the last two, both in
Yeah.
crazy fashion.
Yeah.
I think it's just all.
It's an interim coach, too.
Alabama.
Interim coach. You want to get hired at Auburn as an interim? Boom.
Beat
Beat
Alabama.
Bama.
And Bama's out of the playoff too. Not
Yeah.
just the
Eliminate.
SEC.
End their
They're
season.
out of the. It's literally either a SEC title game or miss the playoffs
Yeah.
for Alabama. It's insane. And honestly, I think if they get to the SEC title, I think they'd win it. To be honest, because I think they have a case to be the best team in the SEC when Ty Simpson is consistent.
Oh,
But
totally. They could beat A&M. A&M's
I don't
full
know
of
about A&M.
slip-ups. I don't. Sure, they looked great in the second half, but let's not forget about the first half of the South Carolina game. That was terrible.
All right. BYU, I'm going to say no because I think they're going to lose
They're
to
out.
Texas Tech in
They'll
the,
get,
in
I
the
think
Big
they'll
12
get blown out
championship.
again.
And
Yeah,
if
me
they
too.
win, though, they're in. They're absolutely in if they win.
Yes, if they win.
And they'll be ahead of Texas Tech too if
Yeah,
they win.
they control.
Yeah. So, but if they lose, not only are they not in, not only do they not win the conference, they're out.
Yeah.
And then Utah, I don't even know how Utah's 12. To be honest, they're out. I
Okay.
think.
Utah has a sneaky chance of if BYU slips up,
Yeah.
maybe. But also, no, because you know what? None of those teams are beating Texas Tech. Let's not play games. Texas Tech is the best team in that conference by far.
Oh, no doubt.
And the other thing too is there are two teams that are not in the top 12 who are going to be in the playoff because we don't have an ACC team here and we don't have a Group of 5 team. That's a good
Yeah.
question. What Group of 5 team do we think is going to be the representative in the playoff this year?
So Tulane now has controlled their own destiny as the fact that they just got ranked. But if they slip up, which is really easy to do in the American is I've heard described as the SEC of the Group of 5 because everyone just beats each other, and I think that's a fair analysis of it. I think James Madison's right up there. If they go 11-1, well 12-1 the year win their conference, I think they're going to slide in if Tulane slips up once.
Let me tell you something. It's not. Oh, okay. Nope. Taking that back.
What are you looking at?
I looked at Memphis and I'm like,
Out.
oh,
Out.
never mind.
They're out.
Well,
I don't know. This is such a toss up. I feel like Tulane's just going to do it. I feel like it's just going to be an easy
Yeah.
cruise for them. They're
Now,
just,
if you look over at the AP poll, the AP likes James Madison more than Tulane.
which I think Tulane's just a better team. Tulane's really good. when you look at their resume, a loss to Ole Miss, a loss to UTSA.
Yeah.
Which isn't terrible.
Well, they have
resume-wise.
Power 5 or Power 4 wins.
Yes. You beat Duke. You beat Army. You beat Memphis, which is huge for the group of 5.
Yeah.
And they have an easy last 2 games against Temple and Charlotte.
They could slip up in the American Conference game.
Yes.
If they don't win the American, and the Dukes
Navy
from James Madison win their conference at 12-1, they will be in if Tulane slips.
Give me North Texas.
North Texas. All right.
Give me the mean green. I feel it's been a good year. It's funny. We have so many teams from Texas doing well, except for the Longhorns. We have A&M and Tech. They're both locks to get in.
You know what though? Don't count the Longhorns out. If they blow out A&M or something like that, watch out. The committee totally could let them in.
Yeah,
the committee.
That would be
committee could totally let them in.
So embarrassing.
They might be the first 3-loss team to make.
Embarrassing if that actually happens. But
yeah. Anyways, let's move on to let's talk a little bit about who we think's going to win the Heisman.
I want to ask, who do we think going to win the ACC?
Ooh.
I got Georgia Tech winning.
I agree. Georgia Tech's my pick.
None of those other teams excite me.
How about you, Seuss?
Let me just take a look at the ACC real quick.
It's such a weird conference.
It's so
crazy.
weird.
Chaos.
They're all exactly the same.
I apologize for Noah Seuss's unpreparedness.
We all thought that Clemson was going to be
what's going on.
We all thought that Clemson was going to be the clear-cut favorite to win this conference at the beginning of the year. I thought Clemson was going to be in the national champion, or at least in the conversation for the national championship.
All righty.
In the year.
All right. I figured out who's winning the ACC.
Who we got?
Give me Virginia.
Whoa.
All righty.
They're going to beat Georgia Tech in the ACC title game, and they're going to go on their little mighty way to the college football playoffs.
Seuss the contrarian with that take.
Speaking of Virginia, what a home run Virginia Tech hit with hiring James Franklin.
Oh, yeah.
That is going to do wonders for that program. And that's a program that used to be so well respected in college football. It's about to be right back.
It's about to be right back.
Right back. Because even if they don't have to win national championships, and they're just contenders in the ACC, which they haven't been in so long.
James Franklin will be a forever legend if they win 9 games every single year.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Which is what he's great at.
Yeah. And he'll get good recruits too.
But let's talk about what I was transitioning into. Let's talk about the Heisman, okay? Because we got an exciting race. It's exciting in Bloomington with this race also, with the Heisman Doza campaign going on.
I am a full member of Heisman Doza. That's my pick. Simple and easy. Let's just keep it simple. It's Heisman Doza season here. I am fully on board. This kid's unreal. Jets, take notice. You need him. He will save the New York Jets.
Assuming the Jets have the number 1 overall pick.
Yes.
Yeah. Give me Fernando Mendoza. There's not really anyone else I would consider. The only other player I could see is Jeremiah Love, because Jeremiah Love is doing unbelievable stuff at Notre Dame. He could be, when he goes to the NFL, he could be the next Jonathan Taylor, the next whatever you want to talk about, but just being this great running back. He'll be a first-round pick.
I'm fully with you on that, but if a running back was going to win it, I think it was Genty last year. And because he didn't, I don't see Jeremiah Love winning it.
Yeah.
We're obviously biased here, and that is what it is. But I also think it's Heisman Doza all the way. But I think the one guy who can compete with him, and it pains me to say, is probably Julian Sayin, especially if they face in the Big Ten Championship and Julian Sayin wins that game. That could be a way to bump yourself up.
Fernando, that's not even a biased take. He is the favorite right now to win it across the country. It's not even biased that we're giving Bloomington. It's just,
let me tell you.
You wouldn't win much money betting him.
Let me tell you of an underrated sleeper pick recently on the rise. Charlie Becker, man. That wide receiver is incredible. He's a straight up dog. I love this kid. He's wide receiver 1 next year at IU. This kid's awesome. Charlie Becker, you are the future. I hope you're watching this because I love you.
Charlie B.
Hey, and you know what Charlie Becker I think is going to be playing in Sunday? I think he's going to be in the NFL Sunday.
Give it to him.
Let's start talking about the NFL right now. Jack, you want to lead us off with your first take?
Yeah, well, my first take is that if we're talking about strictly the AFC, we are right back in 2014 because you got the Colts, you got the Patriots, you got the Broncos, and you got the Steelers all leading their divisions. None of these teams I had predicted to win the division before the year. I had the Texans, I had the Chiefs, I had the Bills, and I had the Ravens.
You went.
Yeah, I went with the obvious ones. Yeah, I went with the over. Well, I'll get to it later. One of those I still think is going to happen by the end of the year.
Yeah.
But I think the most impressive thing about this is there's a couple of takeaways. I'm gonna just focus on the AFC personally.
Totally.
So Drake May, oh my goodness, I don't think anyone would have thought that he would have had this high elevation. And obviously, Seuss, I know you guys have Jackson Dart, but you guys, I think we're trying to trade up in the draft that year to get Drake May. Because I know the Giants wanted that pick.
Listen, I am fully on board the Drake May train. You can hear me singing the song that they have on TikTok about him around the dorm these days. He's just a great quarterback. And I talked about it last week on Inside the Playbook. We were talking about quarterbacks that we really like. I'm a huge Drake May guy. I think he's the man in New England, and he's going to lead the Patriots to a late playoff run.
Ooh, late playoff run.
Playoff run.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree with that. I think the underrated part here is their defense, which has been one of the best in the league this year.
And that comes with the new coach, Mike Vrabel.
What were the Titans doing firing him? That is one of the worst decisions I've ever seen.
It's still mind-boggling. And the Titans are just dumb.
If Travion Henderson continues to play like he has the last 2 weeks, this team is even more dangerous than they already have been.
And they've won 8 games in a row.
Yeah, and Drake May has the best deep ball in the league now. I don't care what you do. He throws the prettiest deep ball. Maybe the prettiest I've seen since Joe Flacco.
Every time it leaves his hands, it is just perfect. Every single time.
Everything's perfect about Drake May. It's really funny.
It's unfair.
It is. And they're likable.
They land this kid?
They're a likable team now, too, which is so hard to believe.
It's terrible.
All right, so let's shift over to the NFC side of the bracket here.
Yeah.
So we have Eagles, Rams. Okay, normal. The Bears.
Let's talk about the Bears, because we've talked about the Bears a lot on this podcast.
The Bears.
I know we've talked about them a lot. I think they are good, but I think they also are probably the worst 7-3 team by far. I don't even know who the other 7-3 teams are. We got Seattle here. They're way worse than Seattle, I think. Bills, they're worse than the Bills. It's a mind-boggling fact that they are here. They have a negative 6-point differential, and they are 7-3.
They're the 2022 Minnesota Vikings all over again.
I don't think the Bears. Sorry, Jack.
No, you're good. You're good, Sis. That's all I want to say.
I don't think the Bears come close to even winning this division. This division's Detroit all the way.
Yeah,
agreed. That's how I see it.
Agreed.
Yeah, let's run through who we think's going to win a division in the NFC. Let's go NFC East.
All right.
Who you think's winning that? I think that's easy.
For New York, nope, it's Eagles.
Wait, I think everyone has the Eagles in that. It's such a lead at this point. I think that division's just over. Let's go NFC North though.
Lions.
Yeah, I think that's a unanimous Lions.
I think because of their defense primarily. Which their defense, by the way, this year is the best I think it's been in the Dan Campbell era. Kelvin Shepard's gonna be a head coach probably in a couple of years, but give me the Lions.
And I mean that offense will always figure it out.
Yeah,
they are a really good team.
They're not outdoors.
They're 6-4 right now, but they're gonna figure it out. They will get
to
the place they need to be.
I think 11-6 can win them the division.
Totally. Let's NFC South.
Tampa Bay.
Yeah,
I like Tampa Bay.
I think Panthers win it.
Wow.
Tampa Bay's been choking. I don't know.
It's Tampa Bay.
Panthers are frisky.
Here's the thing.
I'm just going to go out on the limb and say they're going to win.
Wait. But the Panthers let the Saints get hot, though.
Oh, that's true. They did let the Saints get hot.
The Panthers let the Saints get hot.
Saints on a 1-game win streak here.
What's the Saints record? 2-7?
2-8.
Okay, well, they could still win 7 in a row and
that's
go to
true.
9-8.
9-8 might win that division. I don't know.
Hey, we cannot.
Yeah. All right. Now, NFC West. This is a hot division right now.
The Rams are still my pick because I don't trust Sam Darnold in big games still.
I really trust that Seattle defense, though, and I think they're going to win the division. I think they beat them in the rematch later on in the year. Sam Darnold threw 5 picks. Wait, was it 5 picks? Or
4 picks.
4 picks. 4 picks in that game. They still only lost by 2. If they would have hit a field goal at the end, they win. I think they are better. I think they choked, but they are better.
Let me tell you something. The San Francisco 49ers.
Oh, boy.
Bang, bang.
The morgue.
Gang. I have the Niners winning this division right now. Sorry, Lane Emmenheiser.
Yeah.
This is not the Rams division. It's the Niners division. They split in the matchup. If the Niners just handle business, I trust this team fully led by their star running back, Christian McCaffrey.
No love for the Cardinals.
Oh, no.
But anyways.
No shot.
Campbell, the Seahawks play the Colts in a couple weeks.
Yeah, they do.
I can believe that game's not in prime time.
Oh, it's going to be an awesome matchup.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Colts on Kirkwood, Denver, Jack Rizzo, obviously. He's a big fan. I'm also a Colts fan. It's just, that's a fun matchup.
Maybe the best offensively against the best defense in the league.
Totally. It's just going to be a fun matchup. Will Jonathan Taylor be able to run on that defense?
Will JSN be able to flourish against the Colts' elite secondary now?
Yeah, it's just a fun matchup. And I think the NFL is just in a really good spot. I think it's going to be a really good year. Let's quickly run with the Super Bowl pick. Who's winning the Super Bowl right now?
We didn't do the AFC divisions.
Oh, that's a good point. Okay. AFC East. Let's make this quick. I got Patriots finishing it off in the AFC East. Sam?
Buffalo Bills.
All right, you got Bills coming back. All right, AFC North.
Ravens.
I have the Ravens.
Ravens
all the way around. All right. AFC South, Colts. All right, all the way around. AFC West, I got Broncos.
Chargers.
Really?
I think
Okay.
they
Broncos
suck.
are the most fraudulent team.
Yeah,
in
but the Chargers
National
also are. Did you see what happened to the
Football
Chargers to the
League.
Jaguars last week?
I'm taking the Chargers.
I don't know the Chargers making the playoffs right
Hey,
now.
No.
Jack, I'm not so sure that co-host Seuss watches football.
I don't.
Guys,
I don't even know the Chargers making the playoffs right
Guys,
now.
the preparedness for this show was last minute. Give me
All
the
right.
Chargers.
All right.
Let's move on.
Let's Super Bowl picks, everyone, real quick. Just drop your Super Bowl picks. Seuss.
Chargers.
Really?
I'm
Come
joking.
on.
Okay.
Who's winning it?
All right, I'm going to give you my matchup first off and foremost.
Sure.
Let me tell you something. Drake May and the Pats to the bowl.
Okay.
Late playoff round, like I said. In the bowl, they face off against, okay, I know this is going to sound boring, the Philadelphia Eagles.
Sure.
So
That
we have
defense.
Eagles, Pats. Let's do this one more damn time. Give me, I don't want to say the Eagles. Give me the Pats, please.
All right. All right.
How about you, Campbell?
I think I'm gonna run with the Bills. I think they're gonna make it this year. I think the Chiefs are down, and that's gonna help them get up and make the Super Bowl. I think they're gonna face the Rams, and I know I said I think the Seahawks win that division. I still stand by that. I think the Rams just will be fine in the playoff game. They don't need home field. Like, they'll be fine. I think they will be good. I think they're gonna make the bowl, and I think Rams win it again.
Did you steal my note card?
Is this
I have
exactly
the
you?
exact same Super Bowl.
That's crazy.
Which is really funny because I still think the Patriots are winning the division, but watch this. This is going to be the 1 year the Bills have no playoff expectations and
Yeah.
they're going to make it.
It's the
Now,
perfect year.
okay, I do think the Rams win their division, though. I stand by that,
Okay.
but dude, this Super Bowl would be one of the highest scoring Super Bowls of all time.
Oh, that'd be
I
so
think,
fun.
I think both teams would score at least 40. I really do.
That'd be so fun.
It would be an awesome Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Ju-
Overtime, maybe.
Maybe,
Oh.
yeah, like 49 to 42
Yeah.
or something
Those
like that.
quarterbacks, oh, that'd be awesome.
Bills Rams. I love
Yeah.
that. That's Campbell. You know ball.
Yeah.
You know ball. Bills Rams.
Heck
Susu.
yeah.
What'd you have again? Pats Eagles
Pats Eagles.
for the third time.
Let's
Wow.
run it.
That is a very popular Super Bowl
Yeah.
in history.
Oh, yeah. Now, let's talk about a little bit of college basketball right here. It's been a lot of fun really early in the season. We're just going to have some overreactions this early in the year.
All right, let me tell you something. Florida Gulf Coast. The Eagles of Florida Gulf Coast. This is one of the most underrated teams in all of college basketball. They're in bracketology. I love it. They beat Chattanooga the other day. They're in a live game with Samford right now. This team, sky is the limit. They are in.
Seuss, name a player.
Name a player. I can name them all.
Okay.
I got my boy,
Look it up.
Matt McCarthy, Jack Reddick. You guys are dogs. I have these boys making the tournament. Florida Gulf Coast Eagles all the way.
This is why we bring
Hey.
Seuss on.
Do you remember Dunk City when they beat
Oh,
Georgetown?
yeah. Oh,
that
that was
was-
so fun.
My overreaction. Again, it's very early in the season. My overreaction. The Big East is not nearly as good as it's been in previous years. I think it's UConn and it's nobody else. There'll be tournament teams, but I don't think any of them are actually that good other than UConn.
Yeah, I mean, literally speaking on UConn right now, they're in a tough battle. It's almost halftime. It's 33-30 against Arizona. That's
Who's
a top
winning?
4 matchup. Arizona at 33 at UConn.
So Arizona's winning.
They're winning by 3 right now. I mean, close game. Way too early to call that. That's a fun one. But just, I think college basketball's in a great spot right now. I think we have a lot of fun stuff to look forward to in this feast week that we're about to embark on.
The
With
Players Era
The
Festival.
men's Players Eras Festival. Let's just talk about some games I'm excited for. There's some really exciting games. I think St. John's Iowa State is an awesome matchup. Houston Syracuse, just seeing Houston play at all is always fun. The way their defense just like swarms you and like just tires you out all game. Oregon Auburn, I think, will be a fun one for the Big Ten.
Yeah.
Let's test our limits as a Big Ten. Are we that much better than the ACC this year that a middle level team can be a higher level team? Michigan San Diego State could be fun. Michigan Auburn could also be fun. Michigan's been struggling recently.
Michigan Auburn's a tournament rematch.
Yes, it is.
And so is Tennessee versus Houston.
Yeah. We got some.
Let me tell you what I'm excited for, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Hawaii Pacific at Hawaii at 11:59.
What is
Is
this,
that
a due
tonight?
date on canvas?
This game is going to be nuts. You got the rivalry, the Hawaii Rainbow Warriors going to work against rival, in-state rival, Hawaii Pacific Sea Warriors. This is the greatest matchup I may have ever seen.
Sus, you're trying to do an impression like you watched these games ever, and it's really funny.
I watch every single one
Oh,
of
yeah,
Hawaii's games. I can name you Isaac Jones' stats for this year. 14.8 points per game, 9.2 rebounds, 0.8 assists. 56.4 from the field. This kid's amazing. Send him to the league. He's 7 foot tall.
All
This
right,
kid's
I think you said Isaac Jones. I think it says Isaac Johnson.
Did I say Isaac Jones?
I think you did. I think you were so excited about Hawaii Pacific.
Zeus, man, I don't know what to do with you anymore.
What a guy.
I mean, okay. Let's talk a little bit about some Big Ten teams right now because we're at a Big Ten school. Let's talk about Big Ten hoops specifically. I think there's a lot of teams that have been looking up and looking down the Big Ten. I think a big one right now that's really surprised me has been Michigan State once again. But should we be surprised by them every year?
It's a Tom Izzo effect.
Michigan State's really that team last year, and they showed it. They're a good, solid basketball team. They might have struggled against Colgate. Colgate's a really good team. But Michigan State still has the juice and the firepower to make a deep tournament run.
Yeah, and Tom Izzo's just still there, still standing. Another coach is still there, still standing. Matt Painter in Purdue. I don't know if their stock's not quite necessarily gone up because they struggled with Oakland, but since they got Trey Kopp and Wren back, they've blown out teams, and they had a really good win against Alabama.
At Alabama,
one of the most impressive wins of the college basketball season so
I
far.
think, it's going to be one.
That's why they're up at number one. Just an awesome game from them. Braden Smith is elite. Trey Kopp and Wren's elite. That team's elite.
Let's shift quickly over to IU basketball quickly. They struggled. I don't want to say struggled. They did struggle from the three-point line against Incarnate Word the other day. It was very tough to watch. But they did blow out Milwaukee, blew out Marquette, blew out Alabama A&M. Should we really be worried about IU going into Thursday's game against Lindenwood?
Okay, I think we shouldn't be worried about their overall season, but maybe we should be worried about their ability to win games come March.
Yeah.
Due to what if they don't hit threes?
Yeah.
Like, what are they going to do?
If they do, if they get hot at the tournament, it's going to be very hard to beat them.
Yes.
In fact,
and they can shoot from everywhere on the court.
They can. Specifically, Wilkerson and DeVries. And if you're going to get, you got to get guys like Sisley more involved. Guys like, I just had a brain fart. Sam Alexis more involved.
Oh, yeah,
Sam
totally.
Alexis had a great game.
He's great.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of really exciting things to have to look forward to. Let's get into a little bit of NBA. In fact, we're going to have
Final Four predictions?
Ooh, wait. Okay, let's run Final Four predictions real quick also.
The Hawaii Rainbow Warriors?
Okay, no.
No,
all right. I'm just going to say mine real quick. I think Gonzaga is going to make the Final Four this year. I think Mark Few is going to be right back. That team is old and tournament ready. I think by March they will be there. I think Houston is always in the mix. I think they're going to be in the Final Four once again. It's Kelvin Sampson. We know what to expect at these teams at this point. Don't be shocked when Houston's in the Final Four. I think Louisville is going to be a bit of a surprise coming to the Final Four. That those guards can play some basketball. That's going to be fun. And I think a little bit of a sneaky. I think Michigan's going to be able to figure it out. I trust Dusty May.
You almost had the exact same as me again.
That's crazy.
Again.
But I think Michigan, you can trust Dusty May to figure it out. I think Yaxel Lendenborg is going to be one of the best players in college basketball. He just needs to be a little bit more aggressive. Dusty May needs to tell him to be more aggressive. They will make the tournament. They will be fine despite a shaky start so far.
I'll go quick. Not Purdue. Louisville. Give me those Michigan State Spartans. Give me, let's just keep it simple, UConn. And one final one for all time's sake, those Johnnies.
All right, St. John's, yeah.
So two Big East teams.
Yes.
Two Big Ten, two Big East.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Wait, no. You said Louisville. Never mind.
Oh, yeah. So
never mind.
All right.
My bad.
I'm going with very similar to you, Cam. I've got Louisville, Gonzaga, and Houston all in there, and then I've got Duke in there as well.
Okay, yeah.
Which is, it's an obvious pick. It's boring.
I think Duke's just not as good as last year is my one take. But
John Shire, though.
But talking IU basketball, talking all that, let's transition into some NBA. In fact, we're going to have our sick co-host transition us into talking a little bit about the Bulls. Take it away, Gabe.
How's it going, guys? Gabe Jenkins here, checking in for the Inside the Playbook. And while Lamar Wilkinson and Tugger DeVries have been heating up on the college basketball court, now it's time to talk about pro. And in the pros, the Bulls started off absolutely hot, but, haven't executed since. But I tell you what, Josh Giddey has 5 triple-doubles, the second most in Bulls history, and he's absolutely on a killer this year. It's absolutely elite to see from a Bulls team that's been rebuilding since Michael Jordan left, And, they had those seasons with Derrick Rose, Jimmy Butler. Those were great seasons, but they never quite built to where they could be championship contender. And, the second month of basketball has been rough for the Bulls, but that first month was absolutely electric, going 8-2 in October. What a start from the Bulls. Take it away, guys.
All right. So, yeah, the Bulls have been off to a hot start. They had a little shaky, but a great game the other day against the Nuggets. Beating Jokic is just like almost impossible. That dude's just insane. Every single year he gets better, which is insane. I don't know how this guy keeps getting better. He's shooting at 67% from the field right now. That's just insane. And it's high volume.
He is practically unstoppable in today's NBA game. He should have won MVP last year, let's be honest.
He really should have.
He is my pick this year for the MVP, obviously. It's Nikola Jokic.
Yeah.
He's going to lead the
that's
Nuggets
all the way
to
around.
a deep playoff run. And my thoughts on the Chicago Bulls quickly. I think they're a really good team, but I don't think they keep this up for a full 82.
I'm with you there. I think they're a playoff team that loses in the first round.
Exactly.
I think that now let's run quickly. Let's talk about who's making out from the East and who's making out from the West. Jack, you got your prediction?
Yeah, I mean, I don't watch a lot of NBA, so this might be a bit crazy. East, I'm going with the Cavs.
Okay.
I think the Cavs are really well rounded. Well, the Celtics are without Tatum. I don't trust the Knicks in the playoffs. The Knicks can never get it done in the playoffs. Obviously, the Pacers are without Hallie for the year, so I don't really know who else I can pick. And in the West, we've already kind of alluded to it with Jokic. I'm going with the Nuggets. I think he's just too good. You know, they're due to win another one, and I just don't think anyone in the West is going to stop them.
Jack Rizzo, are we the same person?
Do you have Cavs?
I have Cavs versus Nuggets as well. The Cavs are the exact team to be able to take down the Knicks and learn from what the Pacers did, I feel like, because the Knicks defense come playoff time, it's just not enough defense for that team. It's a little bit weak. So come playoff time, I trust the Cavs over the Knicks. And then I trust the Thunder a lot. I think the Thunder are great, but I just trust Jokic a little bit more. That team's deeper this year. They have a bench, and I think it's just a better team.
All right. Let me just tell you. The Detroit Pistons are going to the NBA Finals. Because the East is weak.
So you think the Pistons are this year's Pacers?
Yes.
Okay.
And we're with the West.
And the West. Let's just say they do it again. The Oklahoma City Thunder are back in the NBA Finals. Thunder in 7.
Ooh, in 7. Wow. I don't think the Pistons can take them to 5.
A long series.
I'd go Nuggets in 5 if it's Nuggets versus Cavs. I think the Nuggets would dominate.
I'd go Nuggets in 5 as well. I think also. I think the Nuggets are just I think the West is whoever's coming out of the West is winning it, is my prediction also.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah.
Now, I think that is all we had to talk about today. I think it was a great pod, a lot of fun that we had here. And that's all from us from Inside the Playbook.
Shout out Florida Gulf Coast Eagles. Go Eagles.
Shout out Ireland soccer. Trying to get into the World Cup.
There we go.
I've got to shout out my country.
And shout out Thanksgiving. Have a great Thanksgiving.
Having a great Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Jonathan Taylor MVP.
See you soon. All right.